Hello, diary. So there's a couple of things that just keep feeling unresolved. And they have to do with honesty. I suppose betrayal is going to be an outgrowth. Maybe I'm confused why or how my son let his instinct for self-preservation malfunction. I just can't ever fully get that because we talked a lot about how dangerous and how important it is to treat yourself like like a very special thing. Been listening to Jordan Peterson, which I find interesting that he says take care of people like you're responsible. And I had a very similar idea about treat yourself like you're your own child. And I don't think you'll go wrong, with that. I think just someone you're responsible for might not be enough, but like a kid brother, kid sister, or yourself as a child, where you wouldn't inject that child with heroin. You wouldn't hope that that child smokes cigarettes or becomes an alcoholic or smokes crack or meth. You also wouldn't have that child do things that created negative pathways, negative perceptions, negative outcomes, or didn't do anything to correct. I was thinking yesterday about when Forrest was here in August, and I took a week off of my job to go upstate. I just finished this concert, and had a break and planned my break, to be with him. And so I went up from New York City to Cold Spring, which is about an hour, and just sort of watched over him from a distance of a phone call and a 5-minute ride, and we spent, I would come hang out with him in the nighttime, and we would work out. We went to play Frisbee. And he asked me to go, which he never did. I always had to bug him because I really liked it. I'll probably never play Frisbee again. I had that thought. It's too connected. But anyway, like just the moment of being barefoot and completely sweaty and trying to drive my car without my shoes and laughing with him and his friend. His friend had no idea. Very, very close friend who was an orphan in life himself. And Forrest was like his brother, maybe closer than most brothers. So we were in my little, beat up car after playing, and Forrest was worried about his friend because he didn't have any sunscreen on and he looked like he was dying. And Forrest was on heroin. I don't know if he was on heroin that day, but he was using at that time. And so it sounds like if you're doing it all the time. I can't fucking get over it, The fuck? Giving him water, making sure he was having a good time. I put money on his card, I was like, I would check his card. It's on my account. A few dollars here at the mini market, something at the Chinese restaurant. There were no indications. God damn it. He had the power, He's the only one who had the power. Because if you keep the secret, I'm trying not to be physically depressed. I don't know what to say. And then he's gone. The last place I saw him was a few feet from where I'm sitting. And I refused to say like a definitive goodbye to him at that time. I was like, okay, so you're going upstate. He was falling in love with some girl, some lovely girl. I know her family. But the point was like magic was happening. And the only thing that destroyed that killed it, was lack of honesty. Lack of honesty with himself, with me, with the world, about it. I understand that junkies have a really hard time if they take a trip. They have to know where to score when they're away. And I think I understand that he had done that. It's very disappointing. And maybe for users, it's just like, why be disappointed? It's what we need to do. But to me, it's like the ultimate betrayal of his family, of himself. So I keep going around that in an unresolved way. I don't find a relief, feeling, except what? That heroin makes you lie? I guess heroin makes you lie. And cheat all of us. Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to lie about the shirt you wore, but it's another thing to lie about something that extreme. There are no answers in drugs anyway. And maybe heroin users aren't looking for answers. Maybe it's just a tonic. You just feel good when you use it. That's not a good enough reason to use it because of all the damage. Why? Because of all the damage and heartbreak. I forgot to leave out health problems that you cause all your relatives. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants people to feel guilty either. Nobody cares about the past, really. Ultimately, people will forgive a past as long as your person is different and not repeating that and conning people. Man, Forrest was so good, such a good person, that to even speak of him in these terms, it's very difficult. Because I have to accept that there was a part of him that could and did deceive, himself and others. Cause the drug, he didn't do it to line his pockets or to hurt other people or, I guess I can find some comfort in that it was more of an inward journey of some sort, What's in there? What do you learn from heroin use? And is it just an addiction that keeps you coming back, or is there something there that you're saying is more profound and more relevant, more necessary than everything else, than life? If it's quittable, then there's no excuse for not quitting it.